Good afternoon, Representative Hunt. My name is Courtney Rosenthal, and I am a bedside nurse and clinical nurse educator in a surgical trauma intensive care unit at Atrium Health in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to speak with you today about a subject for which I have a lot of passion. Violence against healthcare workers has gone unchecked for too long. I work in a level 1 trauma center, and each day my staff begins their day with a morning meeting, a huddle. And over the course of the past month, in the safety checkout of our huddle, I have heard of nurses being spit on, kicked, punched, and one nurse ending up with a black eye. While some of these occurrences are maybe not understandable, but can be excused as accidental or unknowing, a few of these instances were intentional and malicious. It was deliberate violence against a healthcare worker who was just trying to do their job. Sometimes in a society where healthcare is a consumer commodity, it can feel like the rights of a patient are greater in importance than the rights of those of us who are caring for them. I like to read a passage from a message that a nurse sent me after a night when she was punched and received a black eye. She told me, "I've got a pretty nasty welt, but I'm all right. I left frustrated because the nurse in me, the empathetic person in me, wants to understand that even though he did know what he was doing and had a choice, at the same time, his injuries really prevent him from controlling his impulses and understanding wrong versus right and action versus consequence. But then there's that little part of me that's like, but wait, I'm a person, a real person, and no other profession in the world has to worry about getting hit and whether it's justifiable or not." We have to find a better way to enforce prosecution of individuals who use violence knowingly and willingly against healthcare workers. We know there's a nursing shortage and high levels of turnover, profound levels of nursing burnout. Last estimates are that 89% of nurses will experience burnout in their career. And these are only potentiated by nurses coming to work with a literal threat to their safety. The National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health classifies workplace violence into 4 basic categories. While category 1 speaks to actual criminal intent, type 2 involves customers, or in our case, patients, who become violent while receiving services. North Carolina has not found an adequate way to address this kind of violence. So here's the data. In 2017, between 5 to 7% of all healthcare workers experience workplace injury. 80% of the injuries that kept employees out of work were at the hands of patients. Healthcare workers are 3.8 times more likely than other workers to experience workplace violence. So in 2015, House Bill 560 was passed, which makes it a felony to assault any healthcare worker or licensed professional on hospital property. And I think this is wonderful. Prior to the passage of this bill, only emergency department employees were protected. As an ICU nurse who would not have been covered previously, I really respect the language that's present in House Bill 560. However, this bill doesn't address the support systems that have to be in place to enforce this bill. In 2017, a survey showed that 21% of the violence that occurred in emergency departments ended up in an arrest, and only 3% involved security pressing charges. Not every event needs to result in charges by any means, but some of them should. I believe that in your capacity at the Judiciary Committee, I think that you can help educate those in the judicial system regarding the importance of enforcement of HB 560. The safety of our healthcare workers is at stake. The North Carolina Nurses Association and nurses all over the state are relying on representatives like yourself to fight on our behalf? Won't you stand with those of us who are taking care of the most vulnerable in our population? I look forward to seeing your future advocacy, and let's protect healthcare workers from violence together. Thank you.